invested money into buying flagpoles for all of their schools. So not this year, but next year, all Ottawa Catholic School Board schools for June will be flying the pride flag for the whole month on that one. So good for them for doing that. I mean, I was kind of shocked that they weren't already it's 2021. Why has that not been happening for a while now? But at the same time, at least they're buying flagpoles and going from there. Thoughts? Yeah.
Catholic schools are crazy. Like, the stuff that goes on in Catholic school next to public school is ridiculous. Okay, I have this friend, so I live in the West, and then she goes to a Catholic high school, and it's called Sacred Heart. I'm sure some of you guys have heard of it. It's literally, the stuff that goes on there is mental. Like literally just insane. Like, a few years ago, like, the senior class, for their senior class playing, released 300 chickens into the school. And that was what they did. So, like, Catholic school, it's crazy. But when it comes to stuff like that, like, you still have to take religion as one of your compulsory courses, just like we have to take English. Like, they have to take religion. And it's a lot of stuff, like, they haven't progressed in the way that we have. You know what I mean? Like, it's totally different. They don't do anything for Pride Month, ever. They never have. So even if it's just next year that they're gonna, like, start putting up pride flags, I think that is a step in the right direction. It's just kind of like, well, it's like so I think it was Mr. Scott, like you said, like I can't believe it took them this long for it to realize, like, oh crap, like, we're kind of the only ones not doing this. You know what I mean? And then that just comes into, like, a whole other issue with, like teachers wearing, like, religious symbols at school. Like, I know that was, like, a big thing when I was in 10th grade. But yeah, so it's good that they're doing it now, at least. But
yeah, that's your first comment out of the gate. All right, and then we'll move on to the story. Go.
Just a quick one. I just wanted to say I wasn't aware of this. So as someone who's not straight but also Christian, I'm very glad to hear that.
I'm not going to talk about Catholic school. I went there for like 11 years, but I don't know. I mean, why not all year? Why does it just have to be June, which is like Pride all year? That's my thought.
I also went to a Catholic school. Big old shock. I'm a bit fruity, and I remember being like, hey, is there a Pride Club? They're like, yes, but only for the high school students, because Pride Club is talking about sexuality. And as you are only 13, that is a naughty subjects. I'm like, okay. I was eventually let in, and we just talked about, I don't know, history of gay people. It was weird. I don't know why they were like, you 8th grader can't talk about being gay.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it's, what can you, I had when I was at, directed a play called The Laramie Project. It's a play based on real interviews from the town of Laramie, Wyoming, after the death of a young gay man called Matthew Shepard, where he was at a bar. He was kind of hit on, but they're like, oh no, we're just doing it as a joke, and then essentially kidnapped in a truck by several other young men, and they beat him up and left him tied to a fence post, where he spent several nights essentially alone in the middle of Wyoming, and it was like in October, so these like super cold nights, until someone just happened upon him. He was still alive, but they, after a fight in the hospital. He succumbed to his wounds. This launched a whole bunch of things, and if you get a chance, if you enjoy reading plays, I couldn't recommend it enough. It's called the Laramie Project, but it's a whole thing. But I did that at Hillcrest, and Hillcrest had like I was, like it was received well, and it was like the student population they had it. There was a lot of good conversation that went out. The students that were acting in it were very. They did it well. They did it justice. But I remember because we were part of the Cappies, a Catholic board teacher came, and I won't say the whole conversation, but he was angry. He was angry at the subject matter. He was angry at this. He was angry at that, and goes into this and says like, you should be ashamed of yourself. How dare you bring this kind of content into a high school? I'm like, yeah, well, I am the devil, so that's kind of my thing. Anyway, let's go on from there. Just if any of you didn't know, yes, that's the goatee and